increase in VAT. We know this has been a discussion that has been going on for some time now, because if you compare Nigeria to peers, you see that the VAT, the rate is actually rather low compared to peers. And even stated in the ERGP, there's a plan to raise VAT to about 15% by 2018. So we can also see that this is also in line. So there's you can see that there's some sort of synergy between the views that they have, and I believe it's quite positive for the economy.
In terms of the equities market, so let's spend about 2 minutes as far as the equity side of this is concerned. Do you think the ERGP has something in there that could work in the interest of the equities market, raise, deepen the market, get us more liquidity, more float in the market, make the shares more liquid, make the prices a little bit more attractive to investors, and of course, the dividend?
Yes, yes, that would trickle down to companies' dividends. But again, it falls back to the fact that we need to restore some of that confidence in the market. And we know the dip in confidence that we've seen has been broadly driven by developments in the FX market. So if we're going to be attracting the much needed foreign portfolio investors back into the market, there's that need to ensure that we have some policy consistency. Foreign portfolio investors can see that there's the available liquidity, so they can enter and exit when the need arises, and we should see this serve as a general positive for investors.
Do you think we need privatization, some form of, well, privatization, whether partial or full, or outright sale of some assets? As part of the ERGP, that was cleverly included in there. Do you think this is something that the markets, you analysts, have your eyes on?
Well, we believe this would also be a positive if it's done appropriately. If it in sense that, for instance, let's take the airports as an example. It's the entry and exit point. Some people view the airports can also be viewed as a mall, sort of, in sense that you have a lot of shops. You can generate revenue from there. Improving, there's this general sense that when the private sector handles some certain projects, there's improved efficiency, and we believe this would be a huge positive for that space. Privatizing some of these.
So you don't mind the Murtala Mohammed International Airport being privatized?
If it's going to be private,
it's business, it's money.
I mean, it's a business. It's going to generate revenue for the government. I mean, they're going to be paying taxes and also, yes,
jobs. Create
jobs also. So if it's going to create, if it's going to allow for increased efficiency, then yes, take advantage of the privatization idea. And if we could also reduce government cost, in the sense that salaries and wages would also sort of reduce, given that the assets are under new management.
We're entering a new quarter. So how much of everything that we've talked about do you think should happen in Q2?
Well, like I mentioned, most of these plans are more medium to long term.
When we say medium to long term, let's break it down. How medium is a medium? It's a period. How many months are we saying when this is medium term?
Well, medium in the sense that at least a year, right? Because for instance, the plan to strengthen the agricultural sector, which currently serves as generator of non-oil revenue. It's since it involves planting and harvesting, there's that lag between when you plant and when you harvest. So there's at least a year,
I understand agriculture.
Period.
Yes, again, but if we're going to privatize or sell the international airports, that should be a little bit more quicker.
Well, yes, that should be. Because
it looks like Nigerians' patience is beginning to thin out a little bit with the state of the economy. But thank you very much, Romosole, for spending this time with us, enlightening us more on what the markets want from the Economic Recovery Growth Plan that President Buhari launches at 11 o'clock in the morning today. We're back after the break. We're still with the document called the ERGP, and we're going to be specific with the stock market. ahead a bit of what the markets would want from President Buhari when he launches the economic recovery and growth plan today. More clarity, more details of when the document will be fully implemented. But another big elephant in the room today is that the International Monetary Fund will at 2:30 Nigerian time release its staff report and Article 4 consultation papers in Washington. That important document will be released, and of course it will include press question and answer via online from Washington around the world. Media organizations will be asking key questions about the economic focus of Nigeria and the assessments of the market by the IMF and what the Nigerian document told the IMF team when they met over the last couple of weeks. They will also provide an outlook on the Nigerian economy. Meantime, the IMF last week released a pre-statement saying that Nigeria's economy will grow 0.8%, just slightly less than 1%. In 2017. That's a lot much lower than some of the forecasts we've heard from the Nigerian government and government officials. So today the IMF will release that report bright and early in Washington, 2:30 after lunchtime here in Lagos, Nigeria, and we'll keep an eye on that document. The details we will bring to you as soon as we get them. On the same day, today, the President, Muhammadu Buhari, is formally unveiling the ERGP document that was published last month by the National Planning and Budget Ministry. That's 11 o'clock in the morning, and that, as you have heard, will provide more clarity. We hope to hear from the President or the team that will implement this very document that runs dozens and dozens of pages, straddling various ministries and parastatals in every segment of the economy, in particular the private sector side of things, as the government looks to public-private sector partnership to get some of the critical infrastructure funding up and running in 2017. Buhari's administration is almost 2 years in the saddle. We're just about less than 100 days thereabout to the 2-year anniversary of the Buhari's administration, and this document could be a game changer depending on how it's been put forward. That's what some analysts have told us here on the program and on the channel. Meantime, the House Committee on Banking and Currency, the chairman, Honorable Jones Onyeri, has read a riot act to the federal government, the finance ministry, and the central bank over the state of affairs of the Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria. And the reasons are simple, but we'll get to that. The Onyeri committee says that the federal government says it will not be desirable for the federal government to continue to patronize individuals and companies who are hugely indebted to the Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria, while the companies themselves refuse to repay their debts to AMCON. It went on, therefore, to tell the Ministry of Finance to deduct at source the value of the debts such companies and individuals owe the Nigerian government with expected receivables from the federal government. And the central bank, which is a financial regulator, was also told that all wrongly declared loans due to the packaging or the state of the collaterals, perhaps they've gone delinquent by commercial banks or they've recovered, should be reloaded back to the lenders, that's the financial institutions, to enable AMCON cover its funding gap. Currently, there's a 6% interest charge by the central bank on the cost of funds to AMCON. So that's placing AMCON in excessive burden. The Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria has about 6 trillion naira of debt that is acquired over the last 7 years that the agency was set up in 2009, to be precise, 2010, where the Central Bank of Nigeria started unpacking those bad and delinquent debts in the banks and putting them on AMCON to save Nigeria's banking sector. And that's about all for today on the program Business Morning, live to you from Channels Television. I am Bosun Namafai, and I'll see you again tomorrow, Thursday, the 6th of April. Do have a great day, and bye for now.